Hey everyone. I had an idea for a video. Actually, I really just wanted to revisit this myself and just take a new look at it with more, I guess, present eyes, because I find it really informative looking at these things, looking at these videos or whatever, these claims because I find it very, very just informative when you look at these kinds of claims or these videos through like the 2020 vision of hindsight. Okay? So that's what I'm doing here today. The first one I want to look at is this Periscope video that Unirock had done. I believe it was July 13th or July 14th, where he made all these crazy claims about how someone from this cult was flipping on everyone else and turning them in, and he had 75,000 pages of data on me and whatnot. Well, yeah, I kind of want to check this shit out. So, by the way, Uni, if you happen to see this, Uni, I just want to let it be known that I'm still more than welcome, more than happy to look at whatever evidence it is that you have. Like, please, I mean, it's been months now. Please show us something. But if you don't want to, or you don't have to, or whatever you want to say it is, I will settle for an apology. I'm not saying an apology for like all things, okay? Whatever. I don't care about all things. But the lies and everything that you told in this video, and they were lies. They were. Because I know what you were told and what you weren't. These were lies. I would love an apology for this. Okay? And it's not even something where you have to really take much fault in. I get it. You were looking out for your friend there, okay? Not saying I wouldn't have done the same. Maybe I would have. I don't know. So I'm not faulting you. But I do think I am owed an apology. So, on that note.
So one of the cult members, when put under pressure, flips and goes full Nat, flipping to the other side, selling out the worst inner core cult members. Also,
I'm kind of curious what you mean by full Nat here. I mean, like, because she's been kind of like a ping pong ball, but whatever. It's either here nor there.
Remember how Nat, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, gave full access to Salty, the FBI, and tried to act like one or two cult members were behind everything, but all the other cult members are just innocent.
No. I don't remember this. I don't recall any of this. Okay, let's set some premises here to this discussion first. When you say cult members, I'm assuming that to mean like Steve, myself, Tina, I guess Dottie, Rakin. I want to say that's. I mean, you may mean more, but for the sake of this discussion, that's pretty much who I'm assuming it to be. Okay, so I don't think it would be, or you could even add Cheshire in there or whatever, or Red's Rhetoric or whatever, Steve's friends or whatever. I don't think it would be right though to include like all these channels and everything that discuss Katie on YouTube when like we all haven't even met each other yet. So it's not really fair to throw them in our cult. I mean, we've earned our spots. They haven't, just saying. Anyway, so that's who I'm assuming cult members to be, okay? Now, I don't recall Nat claiming or putting the blame on any cult members, let alone one or two. Sure, you can argue that whole Kay Baxter stream or whatever, but yeah, if you just take a second to listen to that again, it wasn't her doing the blaming. It was Katie. She was just kind of following Katie's lead. That's not opinion either. You just look at a chronological order of events in which people mention names. Who mentions names first? Huh?
Remember that? I did a video on it. Well, it turns out now there's not just one cult member, Nat, who flipped on the cult.
How did she get thrown in our cult? I mean, she's not in our cult. What are you talking about? You can't just start throwing people in this cult, damn it, okay? And this cult bears my name thanks to you, okay? So I'm going to take a little bit of pride here about who's in this cult. Nothing against Nat or whatever, but I think that the people that are in this cult right now, I think we kind of paid our dues on this shit, okay? That's all I'm saying.
That when someone flips on the cult, they give full access to all their emails.
No one flipped.
All of their communications, all their tweets, all their DMs, and they give.
You just pointed out how Nat handed over access to Salts. She didn't just hand over access to Salts. She did this months prior. She did this like back in what, February or March, I want to say. So what are you talking about here?
Give it to authorities, the FBI, and Saltsy. And there was like something crazy, like 17,000 pages or some shit from just one cult member showing that this whole thing over like more than a year. These cult members are doing this on a daily basis. Also, Drunken Urinal Corn and Entitled Karens Suck both admit to cyber stalking KJP's husband, and they both admit.
Okay. I'm guessing by EKC something suck or whatever. I'm guessing or Karen suck. I'm guessing you're referring to me. When the fuck did I admit to that? When did I specifically, please point to when and where this was? Because I'm guessing it was taken out of context, but I would first like to see a context, okay, to know the context, to then look at it and discuss it. If you're going to make the crazy claims, I think the least you could do is show me why you're making the crazy claims, right? There's only, I mean, it's logical, right? So, because I'm telling you right now, I never stalked him. So, if I know I never stalked him, I'm not going to sit here and admit to it. I'm not going to admit to doing something I know I'm not doing. And I know I haven't stalked him. I haven't even tried to talk to him. I haven't tried to contact, maybe a couple of replies on her Instagram, but that's it. And Christ, it was even a year or more ago. But yeah, I haven't stalked him. So I'm kind of curious, where did I admit this? Where did Manya admit this? Unless you don't know or you don't want to say.
To personally injecting themselves. Now, if you read what they say, they are full-on Karens. And this is why Steb's cult.
Can I read what I say? Can I read what I've said? Please? Can you show me my own words here? Come on.
Further memes must involve the KarenHair.png file. And it also is why we are calling.
What about my hair? Are you trying to say something about my hair? I mean, why even mention that? What the fuck, man?
Deb's cult. Instead of the Silverfish cult, the Entitled Karens Suck cult. Did
you hear that, Steve? It's no longer the Silverfish cult. It's the Entitled Karens cult. Yeah. Fuck you, Steve.
Entitled Karen cult sucks. Entitled Karen cult people suck is the name of Steve's cult. But it also, these revelations happening are what prove that Drunken Urinal Corn, the doxer of Crafty, along with AT2 and DKC, are literally injecting themselves into the real life of this situation. So they're not
literally injecting themselves into the real life of this situation, okay? What does that mean? Like, what would one have to do to be considered or deemed literally injecting themselves into the real life of this situation? What is the real life of this? Can you break this down? Because this just seems awfully crazy and vague. Like you're just pulling words out of anywhere, just slapping them together. Look at, I made a sentence when you didn't. You made shit. So, can you tell me what this looks like?
Just viewers. They're not just people on YouTube that are watching.
No,
None of that garbage. They are literally trying to inject themselves into the core of this story. And Drunken Urinal Corn thought by releasing this that it would make them look innocent or something, when all it does is make them look severely more guilty. Because...
How? Okay, because you're just making claims without explaining your claims. When releasing this, she thought it would make them look more innocent or less guilty. When it just makes them look more guilty. How? How guilty did we look beforehand, and how guilty do we look now? Like, what additional things do we appear to be guilty of as a result of her releasing whatever it is you're talking about? I mean, can you just explain yourself here? Can you explain what it is you're saying? Because otherwise you're just making yet again another fallacy. I mean,
as the place where Nat and these other people hung out was with Steve, Drunken Urinal Corn, and Tina.
Steve is Drunken Urinal Corn? I thought you were talking about Manya because she has the unicorn name or something. That's what... Wow. That makes no sense then. I don't get it. I'm an idiot. This whole time I thought you meant Steve. Or I thought you meant Manya. Wow.
And then this is the fucking kicker. This is what's going to blow your goddamn mind. The person who is sending the death threats, who is spoofing and spamming and harassing, now I can factually tell you why that person's communications were from a person that knew every little detail,
So the person sending the email, you can now factually say why it looked like their communications were coming from someone who knew the email. What? What does that mean? What are you saying? I don't understand. Maybe it's my inability to understand it felt here. Okay, fine. But can you just make this make sense a little bit more?
Yeah, okay? The reason why is because they were, of course, being updated and shown and given all this stuff inside this group. So...
Inside what group? And what stuff? I wasn't in a group. I know I wasn't in a group. So you didn't see me in a group. You didn't see me accepting or taking or sharing or posting shit in a group. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, the question is now, how are these people so fucking stupid?
I'm stupid.
That they didn't know they were sitting next to the person sending the death threats.
What?
How are these people so dumb that they didn't know they were sitting next?
Do you think that the person who's sending these things is sitting there just, hey guys, want to see what I'm working on? Do you think that that's what happened here? And plus, not for nothing, we're not sitting next to anyone. I'm in New York State. Steve's, well, at the time, Steve's over in California. I think he still is. So is Tina. Okay? Dottie's, I think, Wisconsin or South or Florida or something right now. I don't quite know where she lives, actually. Rakin is, God knows, somewhere in the country. I don't know. I'm guessing that since she's kind of like Janelle's husband, I'm guessing she's with Janelle. No, in all seriousness, though, I haven't sat next to any of these people, nor have they sat next to me. So what the fuck are you talking about? What? How am I supposed to know or not be fooled into missing what they're really doing if I'm not there to see what they're doing? What are you talking about?
To the person creating, doing Photoshop of Saltsy's kids into pornographic images.
Oh, bitch.
How do they not?
That's right. That's the part of this video that really kind of pissed me off when the first time I watched this here. that's kind of a fucking, that takes balls, Unirock, to say this shit about people without any kind of proof, without any kind of evidence to back it up, because I know you ain't got shit. So you are making this outrageous and heinous claim against myself or whoever else, or myself and whoever else, I think is more accurate, with nothing to back it up. That takes balls, dude. I gotta say, I didn't think you really had a set on you, but you got a pretty big set after that. Yeah. Because that, I wonder if that would be considered defamation. Now, you see, I don't care to go run into court fucking suing people and shit like that, so don't worry. It's all good. But, yeah, just, I don't know. I wouldn't want it to be known, so easily proven with evidence, that I was that shitty person who was fucking making up that kind of shit about someone. Just saying. Court or no court, it would matter to me.
Not know this. Well, they did. They did know. What Drunken Urinal Corn and Entitled Karen Cult have told us is basically who is involved, who is next to the person.
What the fuck did I tell you? You just said what Entitled Karen Cult. What the fuck did I tell you? I didn't tell you shit. I haven't talked to you. I think maybe I tweeted at you a few times on Twitter since, like, ever. And you like to talk a lot of shit about me on Twitter, but you never want to tag me. I mean, it's like you want to just, you try and it's like you're going out of your way to make sure I don't see it or find out about it. Like that scares you or something. I don't know. I'm not saying it does. I mean, you obviously got a set of balls on you, so maybe it doesn't scare you, but I don't know. It's like you just want to keep it secret from me.
Person doing this, who's encouraging the person, who is feeding the person information. You see what I'm saying? So this is just proof that these people were involved. Now, this is what they're going to say. They're going to say, we were victims too. We were victims.
I'm not saying that. I wasn't a victim. I mean, yeah, I got some emails, but that hardly victimized me. I mean, it's no different than getting spam, really. So I never said I was a victim. Don't make me a victim.
Victims of the person doing the hacking. Yeah, we were all sitting in the same server. Yeah, we were all talking to each other 24/17. Yeah, we were telling each other what to do and doing.
What server? You mean Discord? Because I don't know what else has servers, as far as social media goes. So, was I in a Discord server and not know it? I'm sure you have screenshots of this, right? I mean, you just said that there's 17,000 pages or whatever of shit, right? So I'm sure you have screenshots, right?
It with each other. Yeah. Oh, we now know that Steve McRae was involved in the reporting to CPS of Katie, to the police, the false reports to the police and the FBI. Also, he was involved with...
I'm curious here. How did you know this? Because nothing's come out. I mean, whatever it is you've known was never made public, apparently, or it was, and just nobody else saw what you saw. So I'm curious, did someone tell you? Were you shown proof of this? Or were you just told this? Or was the suggestion made to you? Was this maybe an idea concocted between you and someone else, maybe? How did you know this?
The spamming of Katie's husband's work and shit. So every one of the
spamming of Katie's husband's work and shit. Well, her husband hasn't worked since I don't even, spring of 2020? I mean, it was like right after shutdown, I want to say he got laid off or some shit. So how did the cult spam his work if he hasn't had it work in, like, well, by the time you made this video, over a year? What do you mean by spam? Did someone send email? Did someone send like snail mail, like advertisements or something? Did I don't know, did someone just like have robocalls call over and over again about freaking car warranties? I mean, how are they spammed? Please tell me.
Things that happened to Katie, all of those events.
How does that happen to Katie? You just said her husband's work.
Where these harassers inject themselves into Katie's life, stalk her, and try to contact her.
When did we inject ourselves? I mean, we're not putting ourselves in her. I mean, we're not putting her up on the internet for us to view. How are we injecting ourselves?
Husband's work and all this garbage. Now we know.
Again, husband hasn't worked for over a year. Over a year when you made this stream here. What?
Know that the whole group was involved.
In what?
They were all doing what they did in that video where I showed them trying to dox me. They were doing the same thing that they.
What video? What video did you show us trying to dox you? I'll be honest with you, Uni. I'll be dead honest. I've never even tried to find out your name, okay? Someone told me your first name, but I never even tried to find that out. I haven't tried to learn about you enough information to be able to dox you. So what are you talking about?
This is why Red's rhetoric was trying so hard to make you guys think that he doesn't use Discord, right? Seriously. It's because they all know that if they're found out that they all sit around and talk to each other every day, if they all update each other on all the things they're doing.
If it helps, we don't sit around and talk to each other every day, but definitely weekly, several times a week, I'd even say, for some of us. So I just admitted it, okay? We happy? Oh, but it's not in Discord. Sorry. Well, at least for me, it's not. I don't.
So now it brings you to a crossroads. Their excuse is that they didn't know one of their cult members was leaving the death threat voicemails.
Okay, now I just want to jump in here and edit this real quick and add that because I now just heard him say the voicemails, the death threat voicemails. What are you talking about? See, because all along here, I've been listening to this thinking you were talking about the emails sent throughout this court case. But now you bring up the death threat voicemails. Dude, that was in the spring of 2020. What are you talking about? Who among here in this call do you think was doing that? Please, give me a name. I don't recall making an excuse because I don't think I have anything to excuse. Well, at least not as far as this is concerned. So no, that's wrong. See, you seem to be making a lot of arguments for non-arguments here. It seems like you don't want to address the facts, the things that we have said and done. You don't want to address that. Instead, you want to exaggerate everything, and you want to argue things that aren't an argument. Because we're not arguing against this shit because we didn't start this argument to begin with. You made it all up, and you're having it with yourself. So why don't you want to argue the facts here, or the actual events, or the facts, or the things we've actually done? It's like you don't even want to talk about that for some reason. That's weird. Instead, you want to talk about things that we haven't done. I don't know. It's weird.
They didn't know that someone in their group was spoofing emails, photos.
We still don't know. I assume you're referring to Natalie. So just for the sake of argument, let's say you're right, and it's completely and totally her. Okay, let's just say that. Why would we know? I mean, just because we're friendly with someone on social media, and we may have spoken to them when they reached out to us, doesn't make us co-conspirators. I mean, dude, come on. I mean, if that was the case, holy shit. Wow. Imagine all the people Katie would be a co-conspirator with. Wow.
Shopping children and shit and making these porn accounts. Their little cult wants you to fucking believe now that they're getting busted. Literally, I'm not playing. I was just shown all this.
No, you weren't.
These...
Please, 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 will you just finally come out and say what it is you were shown, by whom? Share a screenshot with me. Come out and say, tell us, how did this come about? How did this story get created amongst you guys?
People want you to believe now that these people are getting busted.
We want people to believe? I mean, I'm not the one sitting here walking around on Periscope making this deflective argument, like just constantly hitting these non-points home, and these non-arguments home, to try to convince someone of something. How is that us trying to convince people? What do you wow.
Through having these cult members yanked in and charged and interrogated. And all of them, by the way, Nat, who was doing it, Nat was doing it. Nat was not fooled into doing it. She was purposely doing it with Tina, Drunken Unicorn, and all these people, and Steve. Nat, we already know that Nat, if Nat was telling the truth, why'd she lie to us? In her...
Well, because you just said that she's the one behind it, right? That might be why she lied to you, because she had a reason to lie, she felt. I don't know.
Her video, she said that she didn't know who Steve was when she emailed Katie. But factually, she knew who Steve was and had talked to him many times under his...
So I'm sure that you do have proof of this, right? A screenshot of them talking. Well, actually, a screenshot wouldn't really work in this regard because it'd be super easy to fake. But, yeah, it just somehow proves that they talked. I mean, right?
Main account with his name in the Facebook group.
What? The Without a Freaking Clue Facebook group? Is that the group you're... Wait, that's not on Discord. I don't know what you're talking about.
She knew who Steve was and lied because she's lying about the fact that she wasn't involved. She's lying about the fact that Tina and the rest of these people weren't involved. They are all involved.
You still feel that way? Well, I'm guessing you still feel that way, or at least you're going to say that you feel that way because, you know, I don't know, anything else would be just like less than ideal for you, I'm guessing. But, I mean, you still feel like we were that involved? I mean, why? If you do, why? If you don't, I don't know. Do you think maybe you should kind of clear that up then if you don't?
And thank you to Drunken Unicorn for being so stupid that you tweeted out the proof that just gives more credence to the fact that you're all involved.
What was tweeted out? What was how? I don't know what you're talking about. I would love to know this, though. I really would.
You guys are sitting there fucking ratting on yourselves.
No, we're not.
But, I mean, it makes sense since Nat and the other two people from your group have already defected, told you guys to fuck off, gave access for all their accounts over to the authorities, and that's...
They had already done that months ago. Well, at least Nat had. But the rest of whatever it is you're saying, nope.
Why Steve is factually on the run. It's why Reds is on the...
He was on the run? He was factually on the run? Was he apprehended without anyone being told? I mean, because I didn't hear anything. Hey, Steve, where'd you run to?
Run. It's why Tina is on the run.
Tina, where'd you go? You went on vacation? Where'd you go?
They are all trying to make you think they're in all these different...
Wait, how come they went on the run, but I didn't? Like, I don't know. I feel like one of the big parts of like being a wanted person would be getting to go on the run. Why did I miss out on that opportunity?
different places in the United States all of a sudden. Why? They have never done that the entire time they've been online. They've barely taken a couple trips. They barely go do anything. They barely even leave their house to go do something in their fucking neighborhood or in their town.
I go places all the time.
But they're just fine that all of you... I am told that Nat got threatened to do that video. I was told that too. And I believe it.
How was she threatened? I mean, she's still in England, right? I mean, that hasn't changed, right? Because I didn't fly to England. I mean, I didn't even go on the run. So, I didn't go to England. How was she threatened?
To cover for anybody, I'm just going to tell the full truth. Nobody's ever going to believe her. Because I'm sorry, Nat needs help. She needs to get back in to the doctors that she works with and get help from them. She does, because she's allowing these narcissists, these criminal harassers and stalkers to manipulate her.
Please show me where I've criminally stalked or harassed anyone. Please show me where I've been a narcissist. Give me one example. Not just, on your Twitter or whatever. Don't keep it vague. Don't take the pussy way out. Use those big balls. Show me specifically, tell me exactly where I've done these things.
Use her so that she can be the fall girl. And I'll be damned, did she not be the fall girl? Oh, Nat is a bird, because Nat's just tweeting away.
Yeah, she is. Okay.
They just think that Nat's trying to convince people that they all weren't involved. That's why they defended her.
Or maybe we don't think Nat's trying to convince anyone of anything. Maybe we don't think that Nat needs to convince anything on our behalf. I mean,
So hard. Exactly, Donna. It's why they attacked people who spoke the truth, like True Ball of Wax and Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on her proof too. Just saying.
Because Nat was in their fucking cult. Nat was in their group. She said Saltz is helping her. I believe that. I do, and I hope that she gets honest about it and doesn't... Because if she tries to protect them, it's just going to get Nat in more trouble. That is what this cult has always done. They take someone who has a bunch of mental issues, like Bullinator, and they use them in the front of what they're doing, so that if somebody gets in trouble, the person can just say, it was my mental issue, and they can try to get out of it. And then Steve can say, yeah, it was their mental issue. It wasn't us.
Well, if that was the case, then wouldn't we be trying to manipulate Katie? Because she's got a lot of fucking mental issues, right?
He's done this so many times, it's not even funny. But anyway, the thing that EKC, entitled Karen, people suck, don't realize, the thing that Drunken Unicorn doesn't realize, we've known this the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
We've said this the entire time.
That may be true.
You walked right into our trap.
Really?
And you are fucking done.
I don't feel like I'm done. I don't even feel like I'm sizzling yet. I mean, where's this trap? Am I standing in it now? Did you lull me into like this wonderful sense of security here or something? I mean, dude, come on. Like, doesn't it bother you that you're so fucking... that it's now, after all these months, like, none of what you said has come to fruition. None of what you said has anything to back it up. your argument sounds just really petty and pathetic at this point. And I'm not trying to insult you, dude. I'm not, though I want to, because hearing this again, it kind of fucking pissed me off again. You know, it really did. But I'm trying not to be petty here. So I apologize if I'm coming off as rude. I mean, you did pretty much accuse me of being cool with CP, but whatever, man. Doesn't it bother you? Like, I don't care how old something is that I said that was, if it was just that cringy or that embarrassing or that bad, I will always try to rectify it. I will always acknowledge it. How can you not care?
Your cult leader is on the run. Your little soy boy fraudster can't run fraudulent fundraisers anymore.
Oh.
And you guys just got sold out. After today, it all changes. EKC, drunken urinal corn. After today, it all changes. It finally flipped. This is the day that it finally flips on this cult. You will be forever known as the cult that harassed and tried to affect the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit. That's what you're going to be known as. It's going to be the only thing you're ever known as. It's going to be the only thing you've ever done. And you're always going to be laughed at as the fucking entitled Karen lolcows that you are. And my God, is it rewarding after a year of tracking all this bullshit, is it rewarding to watch you guys explode from the inside.
Wow. That last like minute and a half was very revealing. Last year and a half tracking what? You guys? Finally? You're finally exposed? You're finally gonna be laughed at and ridiculed? Dude, I didn't know you cared about me so much. Like, I didn't know I affected you so bad for so long. I mean, Jesus. No wonder why you're so miserable. I'm so sorry. Maybe try shooting me a DM or something next time instead of this shit, though. Just saying. No, in all seriousness, I know that that's not what it is. That was you letting it slip that your whole dog in this race, your whole investment, it ain't about me. It ain't even about Katie. It's about Steve. That's the one you're after. Dude, maybe try slipping into his DMs next time, okay? But in all seriousness, I would love to see this evidence. I would love to see proof, anything you got. Anything. I would also settle for just an apology. Take care. Okay, now I'm going to wrap this up with the following. Basically, see, I don't even know what Uni's problem is with me, or really what my problem has been with him. I find it weird that I'm fighting with these strangers, these people I don't even know, like on Twitter and shit, all because apparently I'm friends with Steve, or I believe something Steve said regarding Katie. I'm not sure how that involved any of these people, or really even how it involved me, but somehow here I am, and here people keep coming at me for it. I don't get that. This seems a little weird to me. I'm not going after these people. I'm not approaching them or whatever. And when I do reach out to them, the seldom few times I have, it's been a joke, or even just a comment in jest, something. But for some reason, like, I don't know, they just want to fight with me. And that seems kind of silly to me. Because you know what? They can, as far as I'm concerned, they can Uni can dislike Steve. He can think Steve is the worst fucking piece of garbage in the world. Okay, whatever. Why do we have to fight over this? Why does he have to fight over this? Why is it every time he talks to me or about me, it's because of Steve? So, if someone is on your mind constantly and they're dictating your thoughts, your feelings, the way you interact with people, how you interact with people, who you interact with, just maybe you're the cult. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't really think Unirock is a cult. Come on now. But he might be his own cult. I don't know. But Uni, come on. There's no reason why you and I can't be acquaintances, can't be civil, can't be cool with each other. Okay? I'll tell you what, as a gesture of good faith, I'm going to go to my channel, and there's this little tiny short video I made of you. It's one of the first videos I made, actually. I'm going to go and I'm going to take that down right now because it doesn't really talk very highly of you. So that's going to be my gesture of good faith here. Whether or not you do something as well, that's up to you. But mine's going to stay down. Okay? So hopefully, I don't know, we can all grow up a little bit. So if not, well, this was fun. Okay, now it's time for member shout-outs. I'd like to thank
WOACB Rabbit. You guys are just fucking with me, aren't you? WOACB Rabbit, Christy Z, Maria Rose 1, BBLCR, Busy B, ImFcknRakin, Openly Avoidant, Daddy Morgan, Sweet Home Amanda, The Dark Magician, Y'all Nanas Not Drugs, Cindy D, Sassy Nas, Maria Santos, Straysky, Christina Elizabeth, Tennessee Valmon, Jamie Schaefer, Fabio Suzuki, Karen Collins, Berillian, Ruby Red Shoes, TJ from Alaska, Hollyanna from Kalamazoo, Shyla, Blazer Rain, D. Connor, Asbel, Kim and Darkness, Megan Bruce Hart, Molly, Diane Harlow, T. King, One Warped Angel, Rose, TB, a quick edit to add, Little Mousy Girl, and Autistic Shell. Austin James, TB, Cheryl, Pretend Fashionista, Crystal, Totally Clueless, Sally Godfrey, Paula Dupree, The Missing Poster, Lola W, Captain T, Sue Elliott, Rena Rue, Sunny D, Berber, Bo Roundtree, Danny, Tiffany Marie, Claire Esbear, Jamie Kushar, Jovi's Mom, Annette Carlson, Police Wife Life, Angel Cake, JCM, Kimberly Ratty Mom, Atticus Finch, T. Adams, Sky Vision, Leah, Jeanette Stevens, Gentry Art, Jen Gerard, Poodlerific, and Yoo-Hoo Shoo Shoo. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you Wow, I look like a very full condom. Thank you everyone for watching.